Shri Thomas Mathew, Regional Director for Kerala and Lakshadweep, Reserve Bank of India, Trivandrum, for the introductory.
Our chief guest of the day, ADGP Shri Srijit, Chief General Manager, Reserve Bank of India, Srimati Nisha Nambiar, Chief General Manager and Ombudsman, Trivandrum, Shri Chintan, General Manager, Reserve Bank of India, Shri Mohammad Sajid, senior officers from Reserve Bank of India, various banks, and more importantly, our special invitees today, the senior citizens. Good morning to all of you, and I join Shri Sajid in welcoming you over to this today's program. All of us know, like, our lives have changed rapidly during the last few years. The way we live, the way we do our business, right? The internet has completely transformed our style of living. In fact, as far as financial sector is concerned, if you look at the last decade or so, it has completely, metamorphosed. Like, the change is so rapid. Sorry, I have a little bit of time. A couple of months ago, I got a call from my wife when I was at work. Generally, she doesn't call me at office, but then it was something urgent, so she called me, and it was a metro business call. One of her friends and other acquaintances, she said, is going to call me, and you listen to her. It was an order. So I said, okay, but then the phone was off. So good enough, like 2 minutes, within a couple of minutes, I got a call from this lady. I hardly knew her, so without much ado, I asked her what is the issue. My wife had told me, like, she has got something to do with the banking. So she said, so after the initial courtesy, hello, hi, and all, she said, her fridge went out of order. So I didn't know what to say. I realized, like, she thought, like, her friend's husband is a fridge technician, but even then I wasn't sure why she should call me, because she was at Cochin, I am at Trivandrum, so why should she call a technician from Trivandrum? So I asked her, like, so what can I do for you? So she said, no, this fridge is only less than 2 years old. I was amused, I was getting more intrigued. Fridge could be less than 2 years old and it's out of order, but what should I do? So then she elaborated the story. I'll cut it short. She is kind of a chatterbox. She spent almost half an hour narrating the story, but short story is this. Her fridge was less than 2 years old. It went out of order on a fine morning. It was not a fine morning, it was a bad morning for her. She's a working lady, and you can imagine what happens if the fridge goes out of order. So sure enough, she looked up her internet mobile, Googled, and found the helpline. I think it was a Samsung fridge or something. There was a Samsung helpline. She called up that number. So those people said, okay, fine, we will send a technician. After a few follow-up calls, they said, like, okay, by 11 o'clock the technician would come. So she had to take leave on that day, waited for the technician. He came, he checked the fridge and said, there's something wrong, one of the components is to be replaced. So I'll report to my service manager and come back. So again, she had to follow it up, and after a few calls, her service manager said, very sorry, this particular component is not available readily with us, so you'll have to wait. By evening, we'll be able to arrange for it. If not evening, by tomorrow morning, definitely we'll give you. She was okay with it. Anyway, she was at home, but evening also nothing came. Again, she followed it up. Next day morning, they said, extremely sorry, this particular component is not more available. But then they were very, very, apologetic. They said, like, we feel ashamed because our product is less than 2 years old. It's reputation risk for us. Such a new fridge has gone out. So what we have done is, like, we have discussed with our IRS, and it has been decided to give you a new fridge. A lady was very happy, like, new fridge is getting up less than 2 years old, so she was okay with it. So they said, so you just bear with us for a few, couple of hours. It will be on your doorstep. So after a while, again, there was some confusion. Those fellows again called, asked her whether she has this particular GPay app linked to ICICI Bank. So she unfortunately did not have an ICICI Bank account. She said her bank account is with some other bank. I forgot, it was South Indian Bank or something, X-Bank, you can say that. So she said this thing is with this particular bank. She has a GPay app, but then it's with this particular bank. So that fellow went back, and after a couple of, 10 minutes or something, again he said, all right, we have solved the problem, there's no issue, this bank will also do. You'll get a message, in a couple of minutes, you have to just authorize us to raise a voucher. Through GPay, we'll be raising a voucher, and by the way, how much your fridge cost? She said around 75k, because she got some discount, it was almost 1 lakh or something, but then she got a discount, so massive discount, so she got 75,000 during a festival season or something. So they said, okay, we will raise a voucher for that 75,000. We just authorize that thing, and rest will be taken care of. Fridge will be on your doorstep. Sure enough, after 2 minutes, she got this GPay, that notification comes. So she wasn't sure. So she again checked with that guy, like, are you sure this is for authorizing you to raise a voucher? So they told her, like, you don't know all these features. This GPay has so many features. So the one feature is like making payment. The other feature is to raise vouchers and authorize companies to make, payments to you. So she was kind of, she was also feeling a little this thing, like, she thought, like, she's smart, she knew all these technical things and all, but then she didn't know these features. So she didn't want to admit that particular thing. So she said, okay, fine, I'll do that. And then she authorized. And then waited for the fridge to come. That day didn't come. Next day morning also it wasn't coming. So she called up that number. from which she was getting all the calls. So she got a message, please check your number, this number does not exist. And that kept on repeating in English and Hindi, not in Malayalam. It was coming from somewhere. Then she realized like something is seriously wrong. She called up her bank. Bank said, yes, you authorized us, we made the payment. And that's it. And it was at that moment she called me. So I called up a few banks and I found the trail. It has gone from her bank to another bank to the third bank, and then to different persons somewhere in Haryana and Rajasthan border, and money had vanished. Through ATMs, money has withdrawn from all the accounts. So here is a case, an educated young person has been fooled to such a confidential trick. So if this is what is happening. What I'm trying to say is that life is very comfortable with internet and net banking and all those things, but then life has become very comfortable for the crooks also. Crooks don't have the traditional, like we have a traditional concept of a crook, the thief, the robber, the black mask and a tough look and probably a lethal weapon in his hand. That has changed. It could be a very friendly person coming to you and say hi to you on WhatsApp or Facebook or Insta or whichever one, and they very happily count your money. And as far as it's happening to everyone across this thing, but then when it comes to senior citizens, they know senior citizens generally will have their life savings. You have some massive money in your bank accounts. Generally, you keep it in the account, and you are preserving for a rainy day, and that is something easy money. They'll lure you with all kinds of offers. You pay this much, and you can make millions through stock market. All these scams are happening. So the short story which I want to say is that one should be extremely alert. On the one hand, we are saying use digital payment methods, but on the other hand, the same Reserve Bank of India is telling you, please be careful, be aware. That doesn't mean that you should shun the net banking or digital banking or anything. Same time, certain safeguards we have to take care of. And as you know, all that glitters is not gold. So be aware of the offers you are getting. At the same time, prevention is better than cure. Police is there to help us, but then the best thing is to avoid getting into these traps. So this is what I would like to tell you at this juncture. As Mr. Sajid mentioned, we have our ADGP Shri with us, who is in charge of the cyber security, and later in the day, Shri Ankit Ashokan who's an expert in the field, will also address us. So I hope today's session will be fruitful, useful. Please make good use of it. Thank you.